Good morning, guys. Well, actually, good afternoon. How you doing, guys? My name is Serge. Welcome to the Rideshare channel. In today's video, more like this morning's video, I have posted my earnings for Monday. I only worked 9 hours and I made $182 at basically $20 an hour. So, if in case you didn't watch that video, just a little update. All this week, the next 5 days, I'm still debating when I'm gonna work the weekend, but the next 5 days, Monday through Friday, I'm going to be working every single day, more like partly day, partly night, and I'm gonna accept every trip with an exception of long trips. I'm not gonna take those. I'm not gonna take trips that are outside my city, even though they're okay. I just want to stay within my city. I just think anytime you get out of the city, let's say like Charlotte, like what's the point of me even driving there if I'm just gonna get out and go somewhere else, right? I have to wait for loads. So no, I'm not gonna take those. And there's gonna be other exceptions. It's kind of like you have to be the judge of what works for you, what really doesn't. But ultimately, I'm not gonna cherry pick every single ride. I'm just gonna take every ride without question. And the reason I'm doing that is I'm doing a test because I want to see if there has been any kind of changes that was made since I was cherry picking. Now, one of the things this week is I don't have any quests, no quests, no promotions, nothing. So that will sort of give somewhat of an accurate assessment of whether or not Uber is paying us okay or not, you know. But I'm okay with $20. That's not what I want, but I'm okay with $20. You're not going to go broke with $20 an hour. At least, well, let's just hope you won't if you make proper planning. My hopes is always to make at least 30 or more. Now, I can technically make way more, but that means I have to take my business to the next level, and it is not my my Uber business, but my other business, which I have a car parts selling business, which is outside of this. I make money from that, and I fix cars and stuff. But right now, I'm not going to talk about that because that's just a completely different topic. So I do rideshare because it is still good money, and you could kind of get out there and sometimes make a couple $1,000s a week if you play your cards right. Now, if there's gonna be no quests, it's gonna be a little bit harder to do. But still, would you complain if you made $1,500? $1,500 is still good money. Did you know most people, they only make about $35,000 a year? No, 37. Most people, that is like 80% of the people, they're within that category. $37,000 a year. So what is $37,000 a year? Well, that's only like $100 a day. So if you could make $300 a day with Uber, you're already ahead of most people. So it's like, okay, is that really something to complain about? Yes and no. Why should we complain about that? Well, we all have expenses, right? So if you're going to be driving your vehicle, you're going to be putting miles on your vehicle, and if you do put miles in your vehicle, it's going to cost you in repairs. So with that, I wanted to answer this morning's question, rather. So when I put in a description that I made $182, I intentionally put gross, in case you've seen that. The reason I done it because no, that's not clear pay. Actually, there's really no way of knowing. Well, yeah, there is a way of knowing, but if you really find out, you're not gonna ever like it. But there's really no way of knowing what you really made. Why is that? Because everybody's math is going to be a little bit differently. So sometimes when I do my math, well, that is my math. It might not work for you. And your math might not work for me. Does it mean your math is wrong? No. Does it mean my math is wrong? No. It only means that you have different expenses, I have different expenses. So there's certain things you will overlook, or certain things I will overlook when it comes to expenses. Like for instance, I recently did a lot of maintenance to this BMW. Now, if this was somebody getting this work done at a shop, it would have cost them a lot of money. I'm not sure what the price would actually be because I didn't look up the old data pricing for this fixes because it just wasn't necessary. It's like my own car, right? But I had to replace 2 front bearings, I did 2 front brakes, brake pads and stuff, and I put some good brakes, some Bosch brakes. I think they were like carbon ceramic brakes, but don't quote me on it. They were good, not great, but they were definitely good. But anyways, all that stuff costs money, and I will mention in other videos all these different things I spend on a car and whatnot, but you guys are doing the same thing, except some cars, the parts will cost a lot less. Let's say you have a Honda, the parts are going to be considerably less than a BMW, and BMWs are a lot less reliable than a Honda. If you got a Honda Civic, let's say, and you're doing this, or let's say like a Toyota Corolla, let's just say that, you're probably in a lot better shape than I am. If you just follow the proper strategy, you will make way more money. Will customers always appreciate that you don't have a BMW? I'll tell you what customers appreciate. They appreciate a clean car. If your car is clean on the outside and it's clean on the inside and it smells nice inside, mine does smell very nice inside. When people get in, they're like, oh, this smells nice, or oh, wow, this car's clean, because I always keep this car clean. Now, today I did not go to the car wash, but yesterday I did before my shift, and I vacuumed everything on the inside, and I keep rubber mats and stuff on the floor. And of course, because I do have leather seats, they don't get as dirty. You just wipe them down very quickly, and that does the trick. I tell you what, sometimes having a nicer car will result in a better tip. Not always though, because usually people just do not care. They do not care about giving you a tip for having a nice car. It's like no extra bonus points. I think if anything, when people see you have a nice car, let's say you're a pizza delivery guy and you're driving a BMW, they're gonna say, well, this guy doesn't need a tip. He's got a BMW, But really, you gotta use BMW. It's breaking down all the time. You really need as much money as you can, because you gotta pay the mechanics to keep it running. That's it, But anyways, not to get too much off topic, because I'm having way too much fun here. Ultimately, there's gonna be costs associated with doing Uber business. So $20 an hour might work for a lot of you guys. Might not necessarily work for me, but I'll tell you what doesn't work for me is $8 to $12 an hour. Now that's like, I'm not gonna do that. I'll get back to cherry picking. So this little test that I'm doing, I already did it like a week ago, and when I did that, I worked one day, it was like Friday, and I did like very good. I think I made like, I have a bad memory, you guys, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I made that Friday, but I'm guessing I made around $300, okay, because it was a pretty good day, and or at least I made pretty good money per hour. Maybe if anything over 20, I would still be happy. So I'm thinking, interesting. I was gonna cherry pick the next day, but instead I'm like, I'll just do that again. And I did that Saturday. So that was like a little test, and I'm thinking, still the results are good, but this is the weekend. It's not a fair assessment, because most people just work Monday to Friday. Maybe the weekend is for their family or whatnot. So what's it gonna look like on a weekend? And then of course I wanted to go out there and go ahead and do this little thing, test it out. But my bearings were so bad, like they were just making all kinds of noise. You might still hear this in some of my videos, because some of the videos that I talk to customers, they don't necessarily need to be fresh, because there's nothing about being current. It doesn't matter, like it's just a conversation that I have with passengers, and some conversations are better than others. Sometimes it's interesting, people get in, they talk, and they ask questions, and I respond, and sometimes it goes, like, I don't know, let's just say into a rabbit hole, deep into the rabbit hole, and then it could be interesting, just entertaining, that kind of thing. But that being said, guys, I do like to post current videos, like video right now, and I'm gonna post a video this morning showing you guys exactly what I made. So I will definitely do that. Now there's so last week I was gonna make this little test for the whole week, Monday to Friday, but I could not, because I had to service my BMW. This time I ran into a little bit of problems, not too much, because turns out in order to replace the bearings, I needed to pull the actual strut off, okay, on a BMW. While that's not a big deal, I've pulled out struts before. On a BMW, it's a little different strut. It's a different design. It's not bolted down, but it inserts through like a thing, and you have to have a special key, sort of like a tool, that you insert to expand that little area so you can pull the strut out. And there's other things you have to do to get the strut out, obviously. But I didn't have that special tool. I didn't know I need a special tool. So I went online and I looked it up, and I'm like, oh, you need a special tool. Because I was trying to spray it down with like Coil, and it just, nothing was just working for me. But anyways, it's not gonna be like a mechanics video, but you sometimes run into issues where you cannot get the stuff done. So it has taken me like 3 days to get everything done, because first it was very cold. It was very freezing. I'm like, oh, well, I'm not sitting here all day. Well, first, you know, I don't come out there and just work a whole day on my car. I'll just get out there and just work like a few hours. So realistically, the job would only take like no more than a day, you know. But the way my mind is now, at night I cannot sleep because I'm mainly working at night. I still keep the same routine where I'll go to sleep right around like, let's just say let's just say I'm already home 3-4 a.m. Like this morning I went to sleep at 6 a.m. and because by the time I got home and took a bath and everything, and then I'm getting up sometimes like noon, and I'm like, well, that's only 6 hours of sleep. Do I want more sleep now? And I'm like thinking, no, I'm just gonna have some breakfast or brunch or whatever, and I'll get back out there and start earning money, you know, because I love making money. I really do, guys. If you want me to share some of the ways that you can make money on this channel, even though it's gonna be probably irrelevant to ride sharing, let me know. I'll be happy to share with you guys. I'm an open book when it comes to that. I like to strategize with other people, because sometimes when you put your heads together, right, you could come up with some better ideas and ultimately make more money. But one thing I love the most is having freedom. It's basically having the ability to decide when and how you're gonna work. I really love that. And that right there, you can't really put a price on that, okay? Because I really choose like when I want to work. And that's really important for me. And I choose if I don't want to work that day. And even when I do service on my car, like I was telling you, I'll get up maybe like sometimes like 1 or 2 o'clock in the day, because that's my 8 hours sleep. And I'm thinking, okay, well, it's gonna get dark at 5 o'clock, and I'll go and have lunch or whatever, and I'll go work in the car for a couple hours, you know. But then I realized I didn't have all the proper tools. I needed to, well, I would have the parts. At least I don't have to wait on that, because you have to kind of have parts these days, even to start a job, because some parts are not going to come in exactly when you need them to, and you might actually need to drive and pick up some parts. But anyways, guys, technically, I wasted a whole week because I needed special tools and things like that, you know, just to get this job done. And always you're gonna run into stuck bolts, which I did in this situation. It's probably never been taken apart, like well, the car's 2010, so imagine the bolts has been on there for 12 years, you know. So oh yeah, the brakes I removed, dude, they look like original BMW brakes, unless the person serviced the BMW at the BMW dealer, because it had a BMW logo on the brake pads, which I've actually never seen that before. Normally it's like Bosch or something. It was a BMW logo. I'm like, what? It was like imprinted, like it was cast with a BMW logo. So it was kind of interesting. But anyways, that being said, guys, this is what I was kind of getting to, and sometimes it's kind of hard for me to get my mind around things. Okay, technically, me servicing a car for 1 week, my labor costs something, right? Yeah, I did not work every single day, and I did not work a whole day, but even like 2-3 hours, you know, maybe like 4 or 5 hours, you know, doing some of the stuff. My time is still worth something. So technically that is not free. So I'm buying parts and I'm doing the work myself. So technically that is not free. On top of that, it's opportunity cost. So not only that I'm not making money, it's costing me money to repair, and that means I cannot go out and make more money, if that makes any sense, because let's say that's the only car that you have. Well, actually, it doesn't even matter. If you're doing your own service, you cannot even go anywhere because, well, you got to do your service. Now, if you're at a mechanic and he's working in your car and you don't have a second car to go work, well, you could rent a car. I would actually definitely rent it, because, guys, if you don't, you're just gonna waste so much more money by not renting, just by sitting around, unless you really deserve a vacation. In that case, just stay home, enjoy yourself, like just relax, you know. I would definitely rent a car if something really was like messed up. But in my situation, I own 33 cars, and the reason I own that many cars because I buy cars with lots of problems. So I basically have a bunch of cars with problems. So that's what I have. So it's not like I could just sit down on any car and just start going. I have problems. I got to fix those problems. It means more money in parts, more money and stuff like that. So ultimately, that's why taking this business to like next level, the cheapest way to do it is just part every single car out. That's just the cheapest solution. But not every single part is going to sell. Most stuff is going to sit. That means I need a warehouse. That means I got to either borrow money to build a warehouse or save money and build a warehouse. And I'm choosing always the harder option, saving money and build a warehouse, because I do not want to be a slave to a job, and it's like you build something and it's like your business is not going well and now you have all those payments. It's tough. It's logical in a sense, but it's tough at the same time, because if one thing you could definitely depend on is your business not going the way you plan it. Like, it's always looking great on paper. Like, on paper you're gonna be a millionaire. In reality, things take time, and you're not gonna get everything that you want. But that's just a reality. That's why every time I try to protect myself by overcompensating and always having a backup plan for a backup plan. Like, I literally have money coming in from all over different sources. Even if I don't work, I have money coming in. My friends was laughing at me when I told them that's exactly what I'm going to do. They're like, hey, come work over here with us. And I'm like, I want to work in a way to make money while I'm sleeping. And they're like, good one. I'm like, I am, really. So I created income streams. So some of them are recession proof, but the amounts are not big right now. Like, they're enough for me to live a very, very, very modest life. And you know, I'm not a materialistic person. It's enough for me, right? But the fact that I have a wife and 3 kids, I need to make a lot more money than what I really need, because I never know how much expense I'm gonna have, because that's crazy. I'll tell you this, guys, okay? This is, and I hope you take this the right way. I hope you do not think I'm showing off or anything like that, because this still blows my mind. In December, not including my bills, just Christmas presents and toys for me cost me $8,000. Like, no joke. You might be wondering, what the heck did I spend my money on? And I'm like wondering myself too. I'm like, how could this be? That's just like way too much. So first of all, and guys, please don't take this the wrong way. I'm just like telling you, like, when you have a family, like, expenses could like add up quickly. Or if you're like me and you're shopaholic, I mean, I hate shopping like in a store, but if I'm on Amazon, oh boy, hold me back. You know, if I see something I like, I'm getting it. So anyways, here's what I got, guys. I bought a 9-bot Segway goat cart, the fastest one that they have, like the pro one, the one that's gray and black. It cost $2,300. I bought on sale like $1,700. I bought a Segway scooter, like a special, like, it's not a like a really special one, but it's an $800 scooter on sale. I think it was like $550. Well, plus taxes. All that stuff is like always plus taxes, sometimes shipping. Also, oh my gosh, I bought 2 Amazon Fire-based tablets. Why? To hang over here behind my seats, for my customers to be able to enjoy themselves, to be able to watch movies. And sometimes I'll download movies, games, and stuff like that. So ultimately right now, I don't have them there. Because sometimes I'm thinking like, maybe they could just use those things as phone holders, because I have like holders on my headrest right there, because I'm like thinking, I'm just creating another opportunity for someone, I don't know, to probably create problem for me, because they're gonna like maybe want to snatch it or something. Now, one thing I really did not understand, like this is completely new to me. I just bought the Amazon Fire tablets, just ordered them, right? Somehow it already knew my Amazon account. Oh my gosh, my phone is just jiggling. I mean, it's on a magnet, but what I really need, I think, I mean, the car is smooth, but somehow like it's jiggling because of I don't know, uneven terrain or whatever. Probably some slight vibrations, but these struts and shocks need replacing, which means another expense headed my way. Okay, this is something that has to be done. Doesn't really need to be, but it does little vibrations, but other than that the car drives fine. But anyways, what else did I buy? I bought like 4 512 gigabyte hard drives, like the Pro version by Samsung, because they're 512 gigabytes, so that I could actually record videos of you know, like on my GoPros, you know, like various videos, sometimes with riders and that kind of thing. And then I bought like, I think like 2 of them, like 256 gigs, 2 at 1 gigabyte, 1 terabyte each, excuse me, not 1 gigabyte, 1 terabyte each. I just stocked those in the Firebase tablets, because I'm thinking like I'll just expand the storage in those, and you can just download a bunch of movies and stuff and videos. That way I don't have to get Wi-Fi signal. Like, it just sort of be like on a plane. I'll just turn on a movie for that. Well, the movies will disappear, I think, after you play them, so I could just have a big playlist going, and customers could watch it. But at the same time, my trips are not that long. Most of them are short, and already if I ask people like, what kind of music would you like to hear, because I have my own iPad Pro here, which I didn't buy this time, but this thing like $1,500. So it plays music like, what's just through my speakers. So this is playing through my speakers in the BMW here. So that's already kind of good enough, because I could, if I wanted to, I could play any kind of music for my customers, or any movie and stuff. Like yesterday I was watching a Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power video, and I finished watching it. Like, it was just like, it was not that many episodes, just like 1 season for some reason. I really enjoyed it. That was kind of cool. But I'll pick like some kind of show and I'll just watch it. But anyways, what else did I buy? Oh my god, like so many things. I also bought 15 pairs of very expensive sunglasses. Like, I'm talking about like brands like Saint Laurent, Prada, Ray-Ban, Gucci, bunch of other crap. Do I really need that? No, but my wife did, so I bought her a bunch of pairs. That's sort of like her little thing, because I bought me the Segway go-kart, I bought me the scooter. Of course I let my kids use it, but I tell them this is mine. You know, but you know, I just don't want them to feel like they could just do whatever the heck they want with it, because it's very expensive. Also, I bought a very expensive computer that will do anything for mechanics. This is what's the name of that sucker? It's by Launch. It's by company Launch. It's the best one they make. I forgot all the names and numbers, but you can perform like all kinds of different services. But anyways, guys, I really don't want to bore you with like a whole big shopping list. That's just some big ticket items. There's a lot of small ticket items. Oh yeah, I bought like a bunch of cameras for my house. About like, I think like 15 cameras. They're all Wi-Fi with 2 separate monitors for those cameras. Like, you know, stuff like that. It really adds up. But I wasn't really expecting to spend that much money, and the reason I'm like saying that is like, I don't really have other expenses besides just regular bills, because my house is paid for, my stuff is paid for.